I realized my brother had set something in motion the moment I walked through the revolving doors, and felt the air shift like the building itself was holding its breath, waiting for me to notice what he'd done. The glass-lobbied silence of Marrow and Crane had a strange weight to it, the kind that settles around a name spoken in the wrong context, and I could feel mine hanging there, already touched by someone else's fingerprints. I checked in with the receptionist, smoothing the crease in my blazer. My hands looked steady, but that steadiness didn't come from calm. It came from the practiced poise of someone who'd spent her life trying not to give her brother the satisfaction of seeing her break. He built entire stories out of my silence, fragility, unreliability, mood issues, tiny cuts disguised as concern. I learned to hide the bleeding. The elevator ride was slow, the lights too bright, the music too soft. It gave me too much room to remember last night. His voice leaking through the thin walls of our mother's house, low and urgent. The way he spoke when he believed he had leverage. He said my interview time. My interviewer's name. Then, casually, my weakness is only the ones he invented, but delivered with the confidence of someone who had rehearsed. He laughed afterward. A satisfied, quiet sound I recognized from childhood. From every time he took something from me and convinced the room I dropped it. He always needed to be the reason I stumbled when the door slid open. A woman in a charcoal suit stood waiting, as if she'd been tracking the elevator's descent. "Elena?" she asked, her smile soft but unreadable. "I'm Mara." The name hit me strangely familiar, a small, flickering memory of someone who once bent to gather my spilled portfolio at a crowded internship mixer, murmuring, "Don't let anyone tell you you're not prepared." I never saw her again. Or maybe I did without knowing. "We spoke over email," she said. But we hadn't. I knew my inbox like I knew the bruises my brother left in places only I could see. Still, she led me down a hallway lined with frosted glass. Her steps were measured. Her glances toward her tablet were deliberate. Once, she paused just briefly to compare my face to something on the screen. Something someone sent her. We entered a small conference room. One chair. One folder. One glass of water filled exactly halfway. A careful, intentional arrangement. My brother liked arrangements too, especially the kind that pretended to be neutral. Mara didn't sit. She leaned against the closed door, watching me with a curiosity that wasn't unkind. It felt like she was waiting for me to acknowledge something first. I let the silence stretch. Quiet used to frighten me. Now I used it the way other people use leverage. Finally, she said, "Your references were unique." My pulse tightened, but I kept my expression smooth. "Which ones?" Her finger tapped the tablet lightly, like she was touching a bruise. "Your brother sent a supplemental report early this morning." Of course he had. "He liked his damage fresh." She continued. "He described you as emotionally volatile, prone to anxiety, a risk. But something about it didn't feel right." There was a soft shift in her tone. So I checked. A small flashback slipped through, a memory of my brother at 14, telling relatives I cried during tests to get sympathy. The adults chuckled. They believed him. They always believed him. Mara's gaze softened like she saw the shadow cross my face. People who tell the truth don't usually send 3 separate emails in 18 minutes, each slightly contradicting the last. "He was careless when he was desperate." "I brought something," I said quietly, pulling a slim drive from my bag and placing it on the table. Just in case he tried again. She finally took a seat, interest sharpening. "What's on it?" 5 years of work. Timestamps, performance reviews, full project trails, and a few messages from him, ones I never responded to. The most recent telling me not to embarrass the family by applying for anything above my station. Her jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. "And the call he made to HR this morning?" "I have that too." I explained how, months ago, after losing 3 interviews to mysterious concerns about my emotional reliability, I'd installed a call forwarding archive. Every attempt he made to interfere flowed quietly into a hidden file. I never used it. Not until today. She exhaled slowly, a sound like pressure releasing from a closed valve. "You know," she said, "most people come in with excuses. You came in with evidence." The interview that followed didn't feel like an evaluation. It felt like clarity. Her questions were precise: long-term planning, crisis navigation, strategic coherence. She watched how I thought, not how I performed. And I answered calmly, refusing to let my brother's voice echo anywhere inside me. By then, she closed her folder with a soft snap. "You're remarkably composed." "I've had practice." She studied me, thinking, calculating something beyond the interview itself. Then she said, "We'll be in touch soon." When I stepped back into the lobby, the stillness had shifted. It didn't feel ominous anymore. It felt like a held breath finally released. Outside, my phone buzzed. "How'd it go?" "Hope you didn't choke." A perfect message. Just incriminating enough. I didn't reply. Instead, I forwarded the call logs, every attempt he'd made to sabotage me to her mother, To the group chat he used to shape family narratives, and finally to him alone. I added only one line: "Next time you rewrite my story, make sure I'm not keeping the original draft." Then I blocked his number. 2 hours later, Mara called. Not HR, her. "Personally, we'd like to offer you the position," she said. "And Elena, whatever your brother told us, you disproved it the moment you walked in." As I walked home, the evening sky bruised into shades of violet and gold. For the first time, my reflection in passing windows didn't look like someone bracing for impact. It looked like someone stepping into her own shape. Some betrayals try to bury you, others carve you into something sharper. Tonight, I became the latter. And if you want to hear more stories carved from quiet shadows, stay close.